Shalom Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the elect men doing this work in truth and in sincerity. Alright? I want to get straight into it. Alright? Because our job is to, you know what I'm saying? Our job as watchmen is to prophesy the downfall of this place known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures known today as America. This is Isaiah 13:2. 13:1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountains. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. So that's what we're doing. We're lifting up a banner upon the high mountains. What's that mountain? Alright, is Babylon. Alright, and to prove that, I could get this, Jeremiah 51:25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord. Which, let's start from verse 24 actually. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all the evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyest all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. So the Most High's indignation is against America. Alright, because this place is known as a mountain, in which, a mountain is conformed to what? Many different rocks. So what the Most High is basically saying is that how everybody look up to this place, he's gonna basically bring this place down low, man. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna basically bring this place down low. Verse 26. And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Lord. And how is this place going to be desolate? Alright, because the Most High is going to send 200 million missiles on this place. Alright. And the Most High is going to do that primarily by sending by having all the nations that have missiles. He's going to allow them, he's going to have something brew up to where they're going to as they warn, they're going to send missiles on this place, as they warn in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, as is written of in Joel, or the 3rd chapter, I believe. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. The arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So what's the arrows? The arrows is another word for ICBM, or nuclear missile. Alright, because they didn't know they didn't know that it was called a nuclear missile back then. They just knew what it looked like, which was an arrow. Alright. Alright, so to prove that, we can get a second Esdras. Alright. Second Esdras, chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the earth. So a regular arrow, as we always bring out, cannot be shot into the ends of the earth. That's how we know this is talking about an ICBM. I was actually looking up, if you look it up, right, an ICBM, let me see, just pull it back up. Look at a ICBM, right? And you look it up. Let me see, ICBM. Look it up on Wikipedia, right? It says, look, an intercontinental ballistic missile. Now, intercontinental means that this missile goes from one continent to the next. Is a guided ballistic missile with a minimum range of 5,500 kilometers, primarily designed for nuclear weapons delivery, one or more thermonuclear warheads. But that's the point. Is a guided ballistic missile, as it says, the arrows that shoot are as a mighty expert man. Basically like a sharpshooter, basically that they won't miss, with a minimum range of 5,500 kilometers or 3,400 miles. That's how we know that these arrows that the Most High was talking about, second Esdras, the 16th chapter, in Jeremiah the 50 and 51st chapter, in different chapters in the Bible, it's talking about the ICBMs. All right, so back at Jeremiah 59, for law raised and calls to come up against Babylon, an assembly of great nations from the north country. Now, to touch on that, right, I was looking at this article. This is Donald Trump seems to see allies as a burden. All right, now it's pretty kind of a long article. I'm gonna just read a few paragraphs. European, he's talking about this real quick so brothers can get a good glance at it. Do not feed the wolves. Donald Trump holding his NATO soldiers, basically looking at these other nations. It says European publishing saw a sensational hit in the 1840s with the mysteries of Russia, a Frenchman's take on the supposed brutality of Slavic life. Its most lurid tale describes a Russian peasant fleeing wolves on a sled, who, unable to outpace the slavering pack, escaped by hurling her children one by one to their deaths. Jump to 2017. A modern-day European leaders fear that President Donald Trump takes a rather similar view of allies, notably those in the 28-member NATO military alliance, which NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It says European politicians, generals, and diplomats have scrutinized Mr. Trump's interviews and speeches and concluded that, by instinct at least, should they ever hold America back, he sees allies as potential burdens fit to be thrown wailing into the void. Alright, so this is why we say that President Donald Trump is the man, because he's gonna be the one to it's looking like, you can't say for sure, but it's looking like he's gonna be the one to push prophecy, man. Which a prophecy, like I said, is for the nations to shoot ICBM or intercontinental ballistic missiles on this place so that this place can be desolate. All right. As part of an American first approach to geopolitics, Mr. Trump has made clear that he resents the unconditional nature of Article 5, the treaty clause that treats an attack on one NATO country as an attack on all. All right, and just to read it, this Article 5, go to NATO, the website of NATO, Article 5. The parties agreed that an armed attack against one or more of them in Europe or North America shall be considered an attack against them all, and consequently, they agree that if such an armed attack occurs, each of them in exercise of the right of individual or collective self-defense recognized by Article 51 of the Charter of the United Nations will assess the party or parties so attacked by taking forthwith, individually and in concert with the other parties, such action as it deems necessary, including the use of armed force to restore and maintain the security of the North Atlantic area. Alright, so NATO, or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, Article 5 basically states that if someone was to try to come up against one party in NATO, and the NATO, one of the, countries that consist of the 28 members in NATO, that they all would basically come up against this place. All right, so back into this. It says a part of America's. It says Mr. Trump has made it clear he resents the unconditional nature. Let me see. As a candidate in 2016, Slovakia, he resents the unconditional nature of Article 5, the treaty clause that treats an attack on one NATO country as an attack on all. Now, if I was a country in NATO, I would take this as a threat, being that, you know what I'm saying, Donald Trump, all right, he wants to basically just single out America and leave all his allies out to dry, man. All right, don't want to trade, don't want to do anything with them. And if he chooses to attack or demonize one of these countries, the other ones shouldn't get pissed off. All right, so it says as a candidate in 2016, he growled that only those allies keeping a political pledge to spend at least 2% of GDP on defense paying their bills, as he put it, should count on America coming to their aid. Both before and after his election, he has called NATO obsolete because it is not focused on fighting terrorism. Mr. Trump has suggested that he might trade away sanctions on Russia imposed in 2014 in response to the invasion of Ukraine and toughened as recently as December 2016. If good deals can be done with President Vladimir Putin, whether those invoke agreeing to shrink nuclear arsenals or encouraging Russia's unsqueamish armed forces to smite the Islamic State terror network. All right, so just right there alone, man, we can see the scriptures unfolding, man. All right, we can see what could possibly come to pass, man. Like I said, President Donald Trump, all right, could do something to piss America's allies off, which could allow them to eventually shoot nukes, join up, which they will eventually, join up and shoot nukes on this place. In Chaldea, all right, so I'm gonna read it again. Jeremiah 59. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. All right, so these different countries going to set themselves in array against this place. All right, you know what I'm saying? Basically, Donald Trump wants to single out America and put every man's for himself, man. That's why he also has you know what I'm saying, that he basically has the law where he quarantined off of seven Islamic countries. From thence she shall be taken, their arrows shall be as of a mighty man, mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. And Chaldea shall be a spoil, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Alright? Alright, so yeah, man, this is what it's ultimately gonna come to. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of my heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer of grass, and bellow as bulls. Alright, now I'm gonna jump to verse 29. You know what? Jump to verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Who's the hammer of the whole earth? As we can see with President Donald Trump, all right, is America, man. Going everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Setting up their treaties, making these other countries follow their laws when they already had their own certain laws in play, man. Therefore, what you have women's rights over there in those in the Middle East, or you may have like you know what I'm saying, there's certain policies set up, you know what I'm saying, in America's policies set up wherever these other countries are, man. You know what I'm saying? Now you have women rights, gay rights, you know what I'm saying? So that's how the hammer of the whole earth is cut asunder and broken. How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? All right, they'll even go to other countries like Europe that don't have GMOs, and they'll put their GMOs or their chemtrails over there, man, or they Babylonian foods, man. Which basically, even if they don't have GMOs, they kind of do, all right, because they'll put like a McDonald's or a Burger King over there, which is the same shit. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. And what's that snare? Donald Trump, man. All right, that guy is unstoppable, man. All right, you know, this article, it's basically, when they talk about Donald Trump, it's talking about how basically that guy is unstoppable. Like the apostles said that, this guy only has one speed, and that's overdrive, man. The Lord have opened, because thou hast striven against the Lord. The Lord have opened his armory. This is Jeremiah 15:25. The Lord have opened his armory and had brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord God of hosts, the land of the Chaldeans. All right, because the Most High Spirit is in them nukes, man. All right, come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses and cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Nothing of her be left. Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. All right, so as a bully, you have a bully and may go around, bullying everybody, and then it's just that one day, man. He might meet that black belt, in jiu-jitsu or something like that, and whoop his ass. Now he ain't mess with nobody ever again. Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord our God, the vengeance of his temple. All right, which only is going to be the elect. All right, that's going to escape out of this place. All right, then it goes on to say, call together the archers against Babylon, and all ye that bend the bow camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done, according to all her iniquities. Do unto her. All right, setting up, like I said, putting chemtrails, setting up your democracies, just bullying, strutting your your power all over the place, man. Do unto her, for she had been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Making herself to seem as if she was God, man. So the Most High got to bring this place down. So therefore, what people can know who the real power is, which is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so that was just quick lesson on Jeremiah 50 and 9. Basically talking about how the nations is gonna come up against this place and nuke this place. All right, so Lord willing, brothers was edified. Shalom.